welcome back to my channel Sai Tech Guru. In this video I'll try to compare the Moto H20 versus the OnePlus Nord 2. Which is best option to buy right now? So this is a question which I'm getting from plenty of my subscribers asking me to make a video comparing both phones. So in this video I'll try to concentrate on each and every topic like performance, display, camera, battery charging, connectivity, build quality and the UI software updates. In each category I'll try to declare the phone winner. So which one is a clear winner, why as well. I'll try to explain A to Z topics in this entire video. So first thing you should know about the Moto H20 is that in terms of the performance, the Moto H20 has got the Snapdragon 778G processor, and whereas the OnePlus Nord 2 has got the Dimensity 1200 chipset. So in case of the performance and everything, you will definitely expect slightly better performance in the OnePlus Nord 2, but in the day-to-day life, everyday normal task, you will definitely feel very smooth in both phones. Doesn't matter what phone you choose, for the normal task and medium task, it will be really absolutely beast both phones. And one quick note, because of the stock UI experience, you won't even notice much kind of lag or delay in opening applications and closing, nothing at all in this phone. That is what I did feel during my uses of this I think close to 7 days of using with this phone. So only go for this OnePlus Nord 2 for the performance. In case if you're hardcore gamer, maybe only then try to prefer the Dimensity 1200. Otherwise, if you're a normal user, casual, medium gaming, maybe the Moto H20 will be really good. And Moto H20, on the paper it looks not that great in terms of the benchmarks, but in terms of the real life usage I did feel a lot of difference after using this device. Yes, so I did do plenty of intense kind of speed test comparisons and a lot of gaming reviews as well, and few of the games are not that optimized. For example, Battlegrounds Mobile, it's not that optimized. So even the Call of Duty, you cannot play with high quality and high FPS. I'll try to do the review on that Call of Duty very soon. So this is a couple of things you should definitely remember. So overall, in my experience, I did not have much kind of issues with the Moto H20, to be frank. Only if you're heavy user and heavy gamer, maybe try to prefer the OnePlus Nord 2 in this category. So clearly in terms of the performance segment, I'm giving points to the OnePlus Nord 2 device. So OnePlus Nord 2 has got points for the performance. So now next topic is about the display. So in terms of the display, which display is good? So OnePlus Nord 2 display or the Moto H20 display? So to be frank, one thing friends, the Moto H20 has got 10-bit AMOLED panel plus 144 refresh rate, 144 Hz refresh rate, and 576 Hz start sampling rate, and 6.7 inches screen size. So in every dimension, the Moto H20 was clearly the winner in everything. In terms of the color saturation levels and contrast levels, you will definitely feel a lot of difference in the Moto H20. If you want small screen display, I mean small screen 6.4 inches, in this kind of small screen, then you can prefer the OnePlus Nord 2. Otherwise, there is no other reason to or not to prefer this H20. At this segment, the display, the clear winner goes to the Moto H20 in terms of the display. So right now in 2021, we do require high refresh rate, because if you buy a phone right now, you will be using for the next maybe 3 years or 4 years. If you have the maxed out specs right now in the 2021, then you will be able to survive in that race after 2 years. So that's the thing friends, you should remember. So in the display segment, I'm giving points to the Moto H20. So next point is about the camera segment. So in terms of the camera segment, which one is really good in terms of the Moto H or the OnePlus Nord 2? So yesterday I did do the camera comparison side by side. If you want, you can check those videos. But in my experience, I'm trying to mention friends, in terms of the camera segment, I did not find huge difference, I would say, but I did find some. Let me show a couple of shots which are taken in both phones. So in terms of the camera, the front cam, I did like the colors in the Moto H20, which looks really good and close to nature subject. And OnePlus Nord 2, sometimes you'll see this kind of white-ish kind of color. So that's what I meant. So Moto H20 is really good in the front cam, but OnePlus Nord 2 has got the wide-angle front cam, so it can actually cover a lot of area in the OnePlus Nord 2. That's one thing which I did notice when I'm trying to take this shot. You can clearly see how much area is covered. So front cam, if you want wide angle, you can go for this OnePlus Nord 2. Otherwise, if you want really good natural kind of colors, you can go for the Moto H20. And back camera looks both phones really good, nothing much major difference I would say in this kind of back camera shots at this moment. Even the OnePlus Nord 2 sometimes takes really good front cam shots sometimes. So back camera, I did not see much kind of difference apart from this zooming advantages on this Moto H20 because of this 108 megapixel. So you can see the details, how clarity it is here, not that clarity here. So just a little bit kind of advantage in terms of the telephoto lens which the Moto H20 has got. But the night mode shots are not that great in the H20. It's very bad. In the Moto H20 it's not good. I need to try using the Gcam and other applications, then we'll be able to see what is happening. But at this moment the night mode shots are not that great in the Moto H20. It's not good. So OnePlus Nord 2 has got the really good night mode shots in terms of the camera, back camera. As you can see, even the back camera sometimes it looks really good to watch the images in the OnePlus Nord 2 than the Moto H20. Sometimes it feels like that in terms of the clarity and the details you get when you try to zoom in. So that's the one thing, friends. In the camera segments also, I'm trying to give the points to the OnePlus Nord 2 in this segment. And both phones cannot record the 4K 60 FPS. Yes, they can only record maxed out 4K 30 FPS in terms of the video recording. That's the one thing you should definitely know about. So these are the results for the top 3, and now let's move to the battery and the charging speed. So absolutely, friends, in the battery and charging speed, we do know the OnePlus Nord 2 has got slight advantage with the battery capacity, 4500 mAh of battery capacity, and charging speed also takes only 30 minutes to charge. Sometimes 27 minutes, sometimes 28 minutes, but overall within that 30 minutes of time frame, the OnePlus Nord 2 can actually finish the charging. So in the battery and the charging segment are slight points, but don't get me wrong, I was using the Moto H20 for the past, I think, 7 days of usage, and not even single time I felt like the phone should have heavy battery. That is what I mean. So in my usage, I did get the screen on time close to 6 hours, 7 hours as well, with the normal usage, with the normal to medium kind of usage. But if you do gaming, you cannot get that kind of high screen on time. That's the one thing you should definitely understand. 7 hours, 12 minutes, 3% of the battery. You can see clearly, friends, the proofs which I got, I did not expect, to be frank, I did not ever expected this phone to be function like that. As you can see the graph, how it is with my usage and everything, with a little bit kind of gaming as well. So because of the stock UI experience, what I'm trying to mention is that because of this one, I'm getting slightly better battery backup than expected. That's the one thing which I did like. But maybe if you want a safe side and future proof, you can go for the 4500 mAh of battery. But in my case, if you ask me, you want weight or you want less weight with the less battery, I would say definitely less weight, because after using this less weight, damn, it's really good. I'll try to talk about the build quality, but overall in the battery and charging segment also, I'm giving slight points to the OnePlus Nord 2. But remember, Moto H20 also can do really good with the normal and the medium task, not gaming. Gaming, the battery will drain very faster than the OnePlus Nord 2. So in the battery and charging segment also, the OnePlus Nord 2 has got points. So next, in terms of connectivity, which phone is best? So in the connectivity, there are 3 different categories like 5G, 4G plus and the Wi-Fi. So overall, in terms of the 5G connection, we do know the Moto H20 has got more bands. That's kind of good. So 4G plus signals also really great. I was able to get the 4cc, 3cc and 2cc even inside my home using the Moto H20, and even the OnePlus Nord 2 also fantastic. Till now I don't have any kind of issues with the OnePlus Nord 2, to be frank. And I was able to get, this is a screenshot which I taken using the Jio SIM card. So 2cc, 3cc and everything I can actually get Moto H20. So you should not be worried about that. 4G plus as well in the Moto H20. So in terms of the Wi-Fi, the OnePlus Nord 2 has got, I think, 7 bands of Wi-Fi connection, somewhere around that. So in the Wi-Fi and 4G plus, it's kind of both should be kind of good. But the thing is about the, I mean, 4G plus and the 5G, not the Wi-Fi. But in the Wi-Fi connection, the Moto H20, I'm not getting that kind of high speeds of Wi-Fi connection. I'm not sure why. I'll try to explain you in the live demonstration. Let me try to use a Wi-Fi connection with the same Wi-Fi. Let me turn on the dark mode. Right now both phones are connected to the 2.4 GHz only. You can clearly see, friends, 2.4 GHz. Now if I try to do the speed test between these both phones, you will be able to understand which phone has got what type of capabilities. So let me try to start doing the speed test first in the Moto H20. Then I'll try to do in the OnePlus Nord 2 as well. Let me try to find the speed test application. It should be somewhere around here. So I'll try to do at same time. First let's finish this one and then I'll try to do in the OnePlus Nord 2. Look at the speeds, how much the Moto H20 is capturing and how much the OnePlus Nord 2 is getting the speeds in terms of the Wi-Fi speeds. Same Wi-Fi connection. So the thing is that with the Moto H20, I did find out if you're kind of close to the Wi-Fi router, if you have very good Wi-Fi reception signals, only then you will be able to have the really good speeds. And Wi-Fi signals are not that strong in this phone. If you look at the live example, the OnePlus Nord 2, the signals are completely filled. There's no gap. As you can see, friends, the Moto H20 has got a little bit kind of gaps it's going on. That is what I did find out in the Moto H20. And now let me try to do the test in this OnePlus Nord 2. Look at the speeds, how it goes. Look at the graph. Look at the difference, how much it is. The speed is not fluctuating, nothing at all. It's staying 72 Mbps of speeds in the OnePlus Nord 2 with the same Wi-Fi connection. It's same location side by side. So even the Moto H20 can get that kind of speeds, don't get me wrong, but I need to use this phone slightly kind of close to the router, I mean with a good signal strength. Only then I'll be able to get that. But that's not possible, right? Every time we won't sit near the router and we'll be using. We'll sit in our private room and we'll be browsing and playing the games or something, whatever we want. But still, this is the one thing which is bothering me in the Moto H20 regarding the Wi-Fi connection. It's not that kind of stable in this phone. I'm not sure why. Maybe with the software update it can be fixed or not, but in this category I'm not at all satisfied. In my experience of using the phones for the past few years, I can definitely understand something is wrong with the Wi-Fi. So let's give the connectivity wise also to the points to OnePlus Nord 2 as well in this segment because of the Wi-Fi connection only. When they fix it, I'll try to let you know, so make sure to stay tuned. So next is now the clear winner comes to the Moto H20 in terms of the build quality. Yes. So both phones doesn't have the 3.5mm jack. So that's both phones are same boat. So in terms of the speaker, so OnePlus Nord 2 has got really very good Dolby Atmos speakers. Speakers are fantastic in this phone, no doubt at all. But the Moto H20 has got single speaker, but the weight of this phone matters a lot. Yes friends, this is fantastic. As I said, this is my first phone to be having this much of less weight. And I'm very much impressed because of this build quality of this phone. I did like, for the first time, I'm using a phone continuously non-stop. Yes, before that every time whenever I buy the phone I used to use, but not non-stop. But this is a one phone which every time I want to be in my hand. I'm not sure why, because of stock UI experience or because of this build quality and less weight, maybe big screen and less weight. So usually the phones will be having less weight but with small screen, but this one has got big screen, 6.7 inches screen and less weight. That is what felt I do feel like that typing every time in this phone. I felt really good typing in this phone. That's the one thing. So overall I did like the build quality in this phone friends when you compare to the OnePlus Nord 2. If you ask me, so will I sacrifice the dual speakers? Yes, I'll try to sacrifice, because I won't be using every time the speakers, but instead of that I'll be holding the phone every time. That is what my own preference would be there. I don't talk for everyone. Definitely the preference can be changed from one person to another person. Obviously, I can definitely agree. But once you hold this Moto H20, then definitely you can understand what I'm trying to say. So if you don't use this Moto H20, you will not know about this. But once you try and hold it, then you will definitely feel it's kind of worth it. So in the build quality, in the haptic feedbacks, both are having really good haptic feedback, no doubt at all. Very strong and powerful haptics, perfectly all right. Next, regarding the UI and the software updates, obviously both are software updates will be kind of close to 2 years of next 2 updates of the Android upgrades. And in terms of the UI, which UI is the best? Stock UI. The RAM management and the optimization is fantastic. And this is my first time using this Moto H20 with a stock UI experience. I did not use before. That might be the reason why I'm really liking this, using the stock UI. After using this phone, I cannot even go to other phone. Yes, that's correct friends. Whatever, I think I did get a couple of comments saying that once you start using stock UI, you won't use any other UI. That's absolutely correct. I can definitely say that. After using this phone only, I'm not able to use any other phone. Yes. So that is the reason I was able to do lot of battery draining test details in this phone, mainly, most of the time. I'm trying to use only this phone non-stop continuously friends, just to check how is the battery is happening. Even today also I got 7 hours and 26 minutes of screen on time. 28% is left. You can see the usage, how it is, everything. So this is really good in terms of the UI and optimization, everything. It feels really very smooth. No bloatware and nothing at all. So it's very good. In terms of the UI, I'm giving absolute points for the Moto H20 only friends. Even the OnePlus Nord 2 used to be good, but now because of the ColorOS and everything, I cannot feel like close to stock experience. I cannot feel at all, no. So once I use this phone, I cannot feel at all. Thus friends, thank you for watching this video, and this is an overall comparison between both phones. The final result is that if you want the better camera and if you want a better processor, go for the OnePlus Nord 2. And if you want fast charging also, you can go for, if you want very good Wi-Fi signals, and this one I can definitely agree friends. OnePlus Nord, I did use a lot of OnePlus phones, OnePlus 9 or OnePlus Nord CE, and this one OnePlus Nord 2, even OnePlus Nord as well. So it's not first time I'm using. Connectivity wise, I never had any problem in my usage. I'm not talking about others, but in my usage, 4G and Wi-Fi connection, not at all a problem. Connectivity is really good, very strong as well. That's the one thing which strongly I can definitely agree. And these are the strong points for the OnePlus Nord 2. And whereas the Moto H20 has got strong points for the display with a higher refresh rate if you want, and with 10-bit AMOLED panel if you want, you can go for the display in this Moto H20. And build quality, if you want less weight and compacts, less weight and big screen, you can go for the Moto H20. And the moreover, if you want stock UI experience, you can definitely go for the Moto H20. These are the few points which I thought of gathering between both phones, and you might get clear idea what is going on between the both phones. And final winner, it depends upon you. So if your preference is to have the stock UI, then definitely you can prefer the Moto H20. If your preference is to have the powerful processor and powerful camera and fast charging and connectivity, you can go for the OnePlus Nord 2. This is my complete review, friends, and a lot of comparison. After doing intense testing only, I was able to make this much of information and demonstrate for you all. And meanwhile, so what you need to just do is that make sure you just subscribe and like this video, and don't forget to follow the playlist of each smartphone watch I created. So in case if you're planning to buy the OnePlus Nord 2, try to click on the OnePlus Nord 2 and see the videos. Look out at the videos what you're looking after, what things you matters for you. So based upon those things only, try better to buy the devices. So thank you for watching this video, friends, and see you in the next video. Until then, stay tuned for more updates. In case if you have any other queries, let me know in the comment section below. Meanwhile, signing off. Bye.